Right, cadets, I'm sure you have been completed the assigned task given to you yesterday. And I'm also sure after watching this video, you will be able to share the whole story in English language with your colleagues, with your friends. So for that, now I'm going to invite cadet station number 2. Please come here and share the whole story in English language with your colleagues. Right? Come here.
Starting with the greatest name of Allah, who is the most merciful and who is the creator of this universe. Respected sirs and dear cadets, Assalamu alaikum. Today, our story has three main characters. One is Emily, one is Daniel. They are both our wife and husbands, and one is boss Richard. So our story starts with an argument where Miss Emily and Daniel were having an argument, where Daniel said that why are you not eating your dinner? And Emily replied with that she yesterday ate this dinner and the soup and she don't want to eat it again. And they were having a conversation that I'm a beautiful wife and I deserve a luxurious life, but you're not giving me that life that what I deserve. But Daniel replied with that I know that I cannot give you a good life because I'm a junior clerk in my office and I'm working hard and I will try my best to give you a good life. After I get promotion, I will give you a luxurious life. They were having this argument, and after that argument ends and Emily doesn't eat anything and she's after next morning Daniel goes to his office for his work. Their office, his boss calls him and said that bring that file I gave you yesterday to do your work. But the thing was that Daniel has forgotten his file and he makes a call to his wife and says that if possible could you bring that file so I can give it to my boss. But she was clearly seeing that file on the sofa, but she replies that I cannot see your file. But Daniel said that if you could bring that file, I will give you a good dinner in a fancy restaurant this tonight. So she agrees, and after that she comes to Daniel's office. When she was on the lobby, the third main characters arrive and he sees the Emily and he thoughts in his heart that a beautiful woman with a cheap clothes. And he goes and approach Emily and said that he is the owner of this company, Mr. Richard Dawson, the third main character of this story. And he said that how can I help you? Emily introduced herself as well and says that she wants to deliver that file to his husband. And, at that time, Mr. Richard was trying to know more about Emily, but Emily refused just to give that file to Mr. Richard and goes to her home. And after that, receiving that file, Mr. Richard thought in his heart that he wants to get that woman, and he makes a plan about that. In his mind, he makes a plan, and after that, he calls Daniel to his office and says that I want to invite you in a party, of a luxurious party where all the rich people will come, and I want to invite you and your wife as well. At that time, Daniel became very happy because he was an honest man and he didn't know the plan that what Mr. Richard was making. And after that, he arrived to his house and take his wife, and after that, tomorrow evening, they arrived to the party. And at that time, Mr. Richard comes and greets them very happily. But he brings Daniel to a side and says that he has a pending shipment where he wants to deliver his money. If he couldn't deliver it on the time, then he will lose his money because the shipment will be delayed, obviously. So Daniel said that he will bring his wife to the office, his home first, and after that he will go to the office and collect that money and deliver it to the shipment department. But Mr. Richard says that you don't need to worry about that. I will take care of Emily and it is urgent matter. You need to go fast. So after that, Daniel goes to the shipment department to get the money. And when he was gone, Mr. Richard calls Emily to a room where Emily comes and she was shocked to seeing that there were luxury clothes and many other luxury items were there. Then she asked that whose room is this? He says that it's his ex-wife room and says that it all can be yours if you can be mine and you can leave Daniel. But she replies that how can she do that? After having a marriage of that many years, how can she leave Daniel? and after it, obviously, the divorce. So after that, Daniel said that Richard said that you don't need to worry about that. I will see the divorce because I have a lawyer who can help us on that. And after that, they both make a plan, and Richard make a call to his lawyer and said that he want to do that, that he want to make a divorce of husband and wife, and he make his plan. And after that, he will call Daniel tomorrow morning for his office and said that he want to give you a promotion and make you his personal assistant. Daniel was happy at that time, and he thought in his heart that now he can afford a good life and he can give luxurious thing to his wife, and he was very happy about that. And he quickly signs that contract and bring that contract to his wife to fastly to give her that good news. But when he arrived, he says his wife that he signed already the contract, and he was very happy at that time. But his wife suddenly replied with a shocking news that she wants to take divorce. After that, Daniel was very heartbroken and said that, are you crazy or what, that you want to take a divorce after that, each and everything? She said that, I don't want to take a divorce. The divorce is already done. Daniel was very confused at that time that how this was possible. After that, she says that she wants to marry a rich man, not a poor man like you, who has only honesty, nothing more than that. So after that, she says that you can see the documents that what are written on that. After that, saying that Daniel was very shocked, and Emily leave her and goes to Mr. Richmond. After that, Daniel was very heartbroken. After being heartbroken, everyone were making things about him that you couldn't afford your wife a good life, that she will need to leave you because of this. And he was very heartbroken, and he was having very arguments and fighting with the people who were making fun of him. So he leaves town so that nobody can make his thing about him. So when he leaves house, we see that in next scene that where Richard and Emily were having a very good life, where Emily has made many shopping and they were having a very good conversation that how they were gonna make their marriage and each and everything. Where Mrs. Emily said that before you come close to me, we need to get married as soon as possible. So Mr. Richard replied that, dear, I will do that. Before that, you need to enjoy your life and you need to be settled. After that, we see a scene shift where Mr. Daniel has already left his town and he's moved to another town. Where another town, he was very thirsty because of the argument. He couldn't bring anything with him, not money, nothing. And in the way he faints because of thirst. When he faints, a woman comes and help him, give him some water and bring him to his restaurant. When she brings Daniel to his restaurant and wake him up and give him some water, then ask that why were you fainted and what happened, what is your name, each and everything she asks. And Daniel replied that his name is Daniel, and he tells his whole backstory that what happened with him. After hearing that Daniel, she was very shocked and asked that what happened. Daniel asked that she replies that my son's name was also Daniel, who died in a war. After that, she says that you can live with me. I will take care of you in the meantime when you settle. After that, you can see things for yourself. After saying that, and the next scene, where that Richard was very confused and he was having an argument with Emily. That Emily has made a very big shop of $2 lakh, where she spent to buy 7 cars, 7 luxurious cars, and 200 clothes that were enough for her for 10 years. And after that, we see that Emily said that before, again, she replied that before you come near me, we need to get married as soon as possible. And Mr. Richard was very confused about that because she was crazily doing shoppings and he doesn't know that how can he afford that each of these things. So after that, he goes to his friends, and so when his friend sees that he was very depressed and he wasn't happy, so he asked him that what happened. Richard implies that he says his backstory that he fired his employee and take his wife. After the whole story, Mr. Jones said that you don't need to worry about that. I have a very good idea. And they make a plan. After that, we see the scene shifts to the Daniel, where Daniel was working in her restaurant and says to that lady that if possible I can introduce a new recipe that my grandmother told me and it is a very good recipe. If it is something better, you can add it in the recipe. She replies with a yes. After that, she goes for a walk, and after she comes and sees that there were many people in the restaurant having a dinner and very good time. And she comes and replies that Daniel, what happened? Our restaurant wasn't that famous in the whole time that when the restaurant was created. And then he replies that he was earlier a marketing director in his company and that he made a post in Facebook that come and test our ginger cola that his mother taught him a ginger cola recipe where that people were having very good time and they were very enjoying that ginger cola. After that, the scene shifts. We see Mr. Richard. Mr. Richard has already made a plan and he brought a woman with him to his house with the name of Natasha. Where we see that Natasha comes and with Mr. Richard to Emily and Mr. Richard says that go and make a tea for Natasha. She's a guest. She replies with that you have many servants. Why do you need me to make a tea? Go make yourself. And Mr. Richard replies that you have already fired all the servants because of your angriness and your rudeness. So after she says that, okay, I will make a tea. And she goes and make a tea and brought it to Natasha and says that eat it, drink it and leave it. Then Natasha replies that you don't need to worry about that. I'm the new girlfriend of Mr. Richard. She becomes very shocked that Mr. Richard we were having a marriage and she was become crazy that what she was saying. She says that you're saying wrong things about Mr. Richard and she calls Richard. Richard comes and says that it is true. We were girlfriend and I don't need you anymore. Miss Emily started to crying that she leave his husband for Richard and Richard now is leaving him for just a little girl. And she started to crying. When she started to crying, Natasha brought the gun and pointed at her and said that if you don't leave, I will shoot you. She started to crying again that Daniel was loyal but poor. Mr. Richard, you're rich but you're not loyal. And she runs away to the old house of Daniel where she sees a person was sitting there she didn't recognize. And she asks that, where is Daniel? That person replies with that, you're that woman that leave Daniel for a rich man? She replies, yes, and now I'm back and I want Daniel again. But at that time, the person replies that Daniel has already left the town because people were making things about him, that he couldn't afford you a good life. So after that, the scene shifts, we see Daniel, where a woman named Susan comes and tastes the ginger cola that Daniel has made. And after testing it, she makes a call to his father, Mr. Michael, where Mr. Michael received that call and she says that, come here, father, I need you urgently. And Mr. Daniel was confused that is something wrong with our drink or what is it? She replies that you just wait and see. His father arrives and takes a sip of that ginger cola and says that is fantastic. In my life, I hadn't tasted something like this ever before. After that, he says that, Mr. Daniel, I want to buy your recipe. Daniel was shocked and he was confused that what is this man is replying. Then after that, he says that actually he introduced himself that he's the owner of a juice company in this town and he wants to buy this ginger cola recipe and want to sell it to all the people in the town. After that, Mr. Daniel was still confused because he couldn't understand that what is he trying to say. So Mr. Michael said you don't need to worry about that. You can come tomorrow to my office, we can have a conversation and you can also sign a contract there. And you can also thought in the meantime that you want to sell this recipe or not. After that we see the scene shifts where we see that Emily was just running everywhere and finding Daniel but she couldn't find Daniel. Then she goes to a park where people sees and said that you're that woman that leave the Daniel for a rich man. She replies yes. And they were making jokes about Emily and Emily started to cry. After that the scene shift, we see that Daniel has arrived next day on the office and he meets with Susan, the woman, the daughter of Michael. where she says that we will give you for the recipe $5 million plus 5% interest on each unit we sell. After that, Mr. Daniel started crying when he was reading the contract, and she asked that what happened. Daniel told him his whole story and said that his boss Dawson did a very bad thing with him. So after that, he heard that and she became very confused and very shocked because the real thing was that Susan was actually the ex-wife of Richard, and she also tell him to the Daniel. After hearing that, Daniel started to also become very shocked. After that, the conversation ended and they signed the contract. And Daniel goes to his new home, which he brought with that $5 million. He brings that lady that who helped him in the bad time and bring it to that new house and said that you will going to live here from today onward. But she replies that was very happy for the Daniel because he was a very great and honest man that he would come to this position. Then after she said that she don't want to live here because in the previous house there were memory of his past son. But Daniel will take him to another room and show him everything. The Daniels, the past ladies, and Daniel, everything, their accessory and each and that. He says that all the memories are here and now you can live here freely without any tension. She became very happy and said that God take my one son and give me another son. She was very happy. After that, a servant come and said, Daniel, that you have a guest. Then when he goes and he sees Susan. Susan was sitting there and they were having this conversation. That Susan says that she wanted to take a revenge on Mr. Richard because he destroyed my life and he's destroyed your life as well. And he was gonna destroy many other people's life because he's just not an honest man, not a good man. So they make a plan. Mrs. Susan says that he need to burn his factory. Mr. Daniels was intelligent. He said that he can claim his factory in insurance, then why does he need to burn that factory? But she says that when she married Richard, that factory was on her name. She gave him that factory so Richard can be in a good position. He can earn something for himself. But after becoming rich, he kicked her out and take each thing from Miss Susan. After that, Mr. Richard agrees with her, and we see that in the next scene that Daniel has come to the Mr. Richard's factory where he burned them down. And after burning it down, we see in the next scene that Mr. Richard was having a very good conversation with Natasha, the girl that he brought with him. After seeing that girl, sees that Mr. Richard received a call. He hears that his manager was saying that we have lost everything. The factory is burned down to ashes. And now the only thing that remains is that you can claim insurance. After hearing that, Mr. Richard became very crazy. He started to crying that now what should he do? He became a poor man because he cannot claim the insurance. The insurance on his wife's name. So his wife gonna get that all money. So he became poor now. And after hearing that, Natasha said that you're poor, I don't need a poor man in my life. She also leave Mr. Richard. In the next scene, you see that Mr. Michael has called Mr. Richard and said, Mr. Daniel, and said that you're a very good and honest man I have seen in my eyes, and I want you to marry with my daughter, Susan. After that, Mr. Daniel was agreed to marry with Miss Susan, and he asked with Miss Susan that if you're agree. She was also agreed, and they had a very good time. And after that, they got married. After getting married, after 1 year of time, we see that the next scene, Mr. Daniel and Mrs. Susan were having a good time, and they were walking on the streets, where they see a beggar comes and approaches them and said that, could you please give me some food? I'm hungry for 2 days. That at that time, Mr. Daniel recognized that beggar. The beggar was none other than Emily, and he asked that, Emily, what happened with you? Emily said that Mr. Richard has kicked me out from his house, and now I'm just a beggar, wandering around the peoples and just begging. And after that, Mr. Richard Daniel was very kind-hearted. He said that he will gonna take care of you if you could come with me. But Miss Emily didn't reply. She said that she don't want to come with you because she want to take the what mistake she did. She want to take that mistake and she need to be punished for that. And she didn't come with Mr. Richard. After that, the story ends, and it was a very wonderful story. In this story, what we learn is that honesty is everything. We need to be honest with ourselves, with our family members, and with each and everyone. Thank you so much.